now let's bring in Fox News contributor and criminal defense attorney Donna Rotunno. Donna, they've got their guy. So what exactly are they investigating at this point, and why? Is it all about motive or something else?
Good morning, Todd. I think what they're going to be doing right now is not only investigating motive, but they're definitely going to be investigating what led up to this. Anything people in his life can point to. I think the radicalization that we were talking about in the clip leading up to it, this seemed to be a young man who came from a family that was law-abiding, God-fearing, and then something changed. Did that something change when he was doing video gaming? Did that something change by the people he associated himself with? Did it change in a university setting? So I think the police will be looking at that. Although they don't need a motive, I think a motive would be helpful, not only for all of us to understand, but parents moving forward if their children are acting in ways that we are seeing here.
And a lot of that focus seems to be on social media, including with his romantic partner as well, because even though they were living together, there was a lot of communication there on social media between the two of them and others. So could there be ultimate culpability at some point, not only for the romantic partner, but for those who also communicated with this suspect on social media in what I'm going to refer to as the deep, dark recesses of the internet?
Yeah. Well, I know we've been hearing a lot about a site where a lot of video gamers go and have conversations, so I definitely think law enforcement will be looking at that. I think law enforcement's also going to be looking at the communications between not only himself, his romantic partner, other people in his family. It doesn't seem as if, at least now, but it's very early on in this whole process, but it doesn't seem as if anybody was part of the planning or commission or carrying out of this. So whether or not anyone else gets charged, I think it's a little bit too soon to say. Can it happen? Of course it can. Will it happen? We'll see based on the evidence. But in the digital footprint that's left behind today, if there's something there, they'll definitely find it.
As for the formal charging tomorrow, these are typically pro forma. Nothing exciting happens in these things. But in this instance, you potentially have the federal government bringing charges as well, and that gets interesting there. So are you expecting anything out of the ordinary coming up tomorrow during his formal charging?
I'm not expecting anything out of the ordinary other than, of course, the massive attention that this is going to get. I do think at some point the federal government will step in. Not sure if it's going to be at the same time or it'll be a couple weeks down the line, but it is not unusual for the federal government to step in these cases at some point.
Quickly on the Ryan Ruth trial down there in Florida, Judge Eileen Cannon saying, look, we got limited patience for this. You're turning this into a circus. But how does she balance the need for him to be able to defend himself the way that he wants to and keeping it from becoming a circus with sort of the overarching concern that if he doesn't feel like he gets to represent himself, he could bring that up on appeal, and you don't want this case getting overturned on appeal with the expected conviction of this guy, which, should happen soon.
I do not feel for the judge in Florida. This is an awful situation for the judge to be in because she walks a tightrope. He, of course, has to be given a fair trial, but he also is bound by the same rules of evidence and decorum that any other attorney is. Just because you're representing yourself doesn't mean that you're not bound by the same rules of ethics and the laws that all of us are when we go into courtrooms. So she's in a tough position because he's bound by the rules, but if he doesn't know them or if he's not following them, she can't risk in front of this jury looking like she's being unfair to him or, because at that point the jury may feel a bit of sympathy for him. So I think that there's an awful tightrope that the judge walks in a circumstance like this. No one should ever represent themselves against any form of government, much less the federal government. And this is a circumstance where he really should have taken counsel. But I think it definitely shows you where he's coming from.
I agree with you. It is tough if you are this judge. I would not want to be here. Donna, thanks so much for your insight on both of these. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.